Hi artists and welcome to Davide Ogiochi Channel, new column on the channel. I hope you will love it, cause it's a kind of video I care about. In fact, I want to start to talking about artworks, reviewing it. I wish to permit you to know all the backgrounds and anecdotes correlated to their histories. For this I decided to don't appear in first person, for don't steal the show to them. You will hear just my voice over this time. But before starting, if you want to get culture but at the same time have fun, subscribe to the channel and click on the bell button for staying up to date. And the guest of the first episode called Only Be She, Mona Lisa, in Italian La Gioconda. Probably the most famous painting in the world, and sure, the most famous portrait in art history. An artwork known all over the world, realized by one of the greatest geniuses of humanity, Leonardo Da Vinci. Okay, I did the proper introduction, I go to analyze the work. It's a painting of 77 centimeters or 30 inches in height and 53 centimeters or 21 inches in length. The media is oil painting on a panel wood of Aspel for be correct. It has been realized between 1503 and 1506, even if Leonardo retouched it more and more during his life. It's conserved in Paris at the Louvre Museum, causing a lot of rage in us Italian. Just for portrait, it represents a person. The name of the woman is Lisa Del Giocondo. She was the wife of Francesco Del Giocondo, a rich banker of Florence, who commissioned the portrait to Leonardo, that in this period lived in a house near Palazzo Gondi, today destroyed. Although is certain the woman is Lisa Del Giocondo, a lot of people she might be another woman. Some example, Caterina Sforza, Caterina Butti del Vacca, mother of Leonardo. This is a theory developed by Sigmund Freud, considering that she died when Leonardo was just 5 years old. About Freud, the artist sees his mother in every woman he meets. But about a lot of people, this is a theory totally far-fetched. Some people believe the lady should be Isabella of Aragon. Instead, someone substains that the woman should be Pacifica Brandani, lover of Giuliano de' Medici. By the way, this is him, not her. Or Bianca Giovanna Sforza, daughter of Ludovico Sforza, il Moro, the Moor. Also in this case we watch a man and not a woman. Anyway, by now we know for sure she is Lisa Del Giocondo. Looking at her, it's evident she is a high-ranking woman. The wife of a banker couldn't be dressed otherwise. A thing I never noticed before, looking at her hair, is a transparent veil that stops her loose hair, divided by a parting. She is sitting in half figure, turned on the left, but with face in front of viewers. Face that seems to follow us everywhere we move. The mouth, very famous, is contracted in an enigmatic and mysterious smile. She wears a finely decorated dress that lets neckline exposed. There is also a dark tissue on the left shoulder, maybe a shawl. Sleeves are tightly folded and of a different color compared to rest of dress. Hands are on lap and right one is over left one. Okay. Now let's talk about the landscape behind her. Probably a lot of people neither consider it. It's understandable. We prefer look at her, that is a beautiful lady in foreground, and gives the name at painting. We can see a country landscape over a parapet. So she is seated near to a window. There are hills, cliffs, and high mountains. That's a typical landscape of Tuscany. On the left, a street twists between rocks. On the right, a bridge across a river. This is one of the first portraits which subject appears in front of a background considered fictional. Besides, it's supposed that it shouldn't be painted by Leonardo, but added by someone else in a second moment. This theory derived from the inequality of the two sides. Look it very good, but considering the great cure of Leonardo for details, it should be a real and very accurate place. Where Arno River gets out from Arezzo's country and receives Valdichiano waters. Keep in mind that in Tu's Point there is a Romanic bridge, still present, named Buriano Bridge. Leonardo knew very well this place, as testified by some drawings conserved in Royal Library of Windsor. Another probable place could be Potanticos Gorge, with its badlands visible in some other Leonardo's paintings. For example, the Madonna of the Yarn Winder, Saint Anne cartoon, and the Virgin of the Rocks. About someone, instead, the place is a village named Lecco. About somebody else is Quarata, a small village part of Arezzo. This theory is based upon analysis done with a computer that calculated the angle of perspective. However, the most accredited theory is that Leonardo realized the imaginary landscape obtained by merging pieces of landscapes visited by Leonardo in his many travels. An unusual curiosity is that the famous art historian Giorgio Vasari, in one of his critical essays, talks about the down of eyebrows and the two little dimples on the cheeks. But, as you can see, neither of these two features are on Mona Lisa's face. An X-ray analysis revealed there are 3 copies of Mona Lisa. The first is the one we see, the other 2 are underlying. This because Leonardo took the painting with him when he left Florence, forgot to live in France, and retouched it for a lot of years until his death, modifying some particulars that didn't convince him. As I said before, for see her, you must go to the Louvre Museum in Paris. All visitors are kept at a proper distance by a cord. And there is also a glass panel of Italian production that protects her. This is a very special glass. It protects Lisa not just by flashes, but also by corrosive substance and some kinds of explosions. In other words, it protects her from every kind of vandalism, including the launch of beverages, as did by a Russian girl in 2009. Last but not least, it protects her also from theft. In fact, Mona Lisa has been kidnapped. It happened in 1911, between Sunday 20 and Monday 21 of August. The first person who noticed the theft was Louis Berud, a French painter who received the authorization to realize a copy of Mona Lisa. He saw just an empty wall and warned the police that arrested immediately the French poet Guillaume Apollinaire, who said he wanted to replace all the artworks of museum with avant-garde artworks. Also, Pablo Picasso was arrested for the same reason, but both of them were released. Another one to blame was the German Empire, enemy of France, assuming a state theft, but it wasn't him either. While the controversy raged about the fact that the only security measure adopted was to instruct the guards to judo, Mona Lisa seemed to be believed lost forever. Franz Kafka saw just an empty frame, filled in a second time with the portrait of Baldassarre Castiglione of Raphael. The real robber was Vincenzo Peruggia, former employee of the museum. He was the installer of the panel, so he knew how to remove it. He hid the painting in his coat and took a taxi to join a inn he lived in. Mona Lisa remained in the Tet Inn for 28 months. After this period, he came back to home in the little village of Luino, and he was intentioned to return Mona Lisa to Italy. In fact, as a lot of people till today, he was thinking it was stolen by Napoleon. In reality, it was gifted by Leonardo to Francis I of France. Namely, Vincenzo tried to sell the portrait to an antique dealer who, made curious, contacted the director of Uffizi, Giovanni Poggi. They understood it was authentic. They took the picture for study it. Meanwhile, Vincenzo took advantage to take a walk. Police stopped him and arrested him. Vincenzo was considered mad and condemned to 1 year and 15 days of prison. But in a second moment, penalty was changed in 7 months and 15 days. Mona Lisa returned in Paris on a train and located to the Salon Carré at Louvre, in presence of President Raymond Poincaré and all the government. This contributed a lot to increase the reputation of Mona Lisa. making it enter in collective imagination. Marcel Duchamp, Andy Warhol, Jean-Michel Basquiat, Fernando Botero, Banksy, a lot of artists took it and transformed it by their own necessities and style. And sure, a lot of artists will do it again. Unfortunately, I believe she will never return here in Italy, neither for a loan. Last time she has been loaned was for Washington National Gallery and the Metropolitan Museum of New York. She has been welcomed by John Fitzgerald Kennedy and visited by a million of people. Wow! All in all, is understandable. She has suffered harm by some acid attack. Besides, the panel is warped and on the back now there is a crack rather big. She has been moved again from the Louvre just during the Second World War. During that period, she moved continuously between castles and abbeys for avoid to be destroyed by bombs. So, it's better you move as little as possible, dear Mona Lisa. You are too delicate and too precious for permit to rude and ignorance of people to harm you. I concluded this video showing you 2 copies of Mona Lisa. This comes from Prado Museum. Instead, this one is exposed in Geneva. Oh, there is also another one in St. Petersburg, but I didn't find the painting. However, I will tell you about it in another occasion, perhaps when I do the biography of Leonardo. Now I stop because the video is getting too long. Okay artists, the video ends here. If you liked it, put me a like, comment that I am glad, and subscribe to the channel. Follow me also on my other socials, link in descriptions. Share the video with all your friends, family and acquaintances, and click also on the end card. And if you want I talk of somebody or something in particular, ask it. I am always open to video on demand. I wait you always here to the next episode of Davideogiochi Channel. Ciao!